Welcome back, everyone. My name is Mr. O, and I'll be teaching specifically number 7, 8, and 9 on the SAT Math Section 3 Practice Test 1. That being stated, if you want to look at the prior questions, we do have videos previously that explain the breakdown of each question. As usual, how I do these questions is that I first go through these problems quick, just like muttering to myself, sort of talking about my thinking real fast. And then I'll give you a thorough breakdown as to how I solved the problem really quickly. And so for example, number 7, I'm looking at this question and it says, okay, so it's giving me a loan, monthly payment, P, R, N, okay, which the following gives P in terms of an R, N. Okay, so I need P by itself. Okay, so I got the answer B. Now I'm going to explain how I was able to get number 7 so quick. So I must mention that for number 7, it does look a little bit intimidating. And I'm going to copy down exactly this question. But it is intimidating because it looks like a lot of numbers. I see a lot of variables. I see a lot of things going on. But you have to be aware that for these questions, SAT questions, most of them should only take you at most 1 minute to solve. That is your goal whenever you're doing these questions. And so that means these questions may look intimidating, but are actually a lot easier than you think. And so for this question, when I was looking at this question particularly, I noticed that it states following given P. And when it says following given P, that means that I need to get P by itself. Right now, M is by itself, not P. And I want to get P by itself. And so right off, the thing that I noticed was that I want to move this to the other side. And in order to do that, I need to multiply both sides by this value. So I need to write 1 plus R 1,200 and minus 1. And I got to do it the same thing on the other side. So 1 plus R over 1,200 and minus 1. And I'm going to put a parenthesis around this. And I need to multiply this out. What happens is that this denominator and this multiple right here actually cancels out. And so I know that the top part right here for the fraction that the answer that I'm looking at basically, or looking for basically, will for certain have this on top. And automatically when I'm looking at this, D doesn't have that, C doesn't have that, B has it, and A does not have it. It has to be the 1 plus R over 1,200 minus 1, and B is the only answer that has that. And so I know as a fact the answer finalizes becomes B. And so that concludes my work for number 7. And to continue on, I'm going to switch over to number 8. And so for number 8, the question asks if A over B equals to that, what's the value of that? Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, got it. Okay, and the answer is C. And now I'm going to explain to you how I was able to get number 8. And so for number 8, the thing that I noticed when I'm working through this question is that I need to get the value for B over A. That is my end goal. I am going to constantly look at that and be like, okay, I need to get that answer. And so right now, my question gives me this. This is the only hint they give me. And I noticed that B is actually on top. Well, my end goal, the B is on top and the A is on the bottom. But right now, the A is on the top, B is on the bottom. And so the one trick that helps me is that I'm going to multiply the reciprocal on both sides. What happens is that this B and B cancel out, A cancel out. This will end up becoming 1 is 2B over A. But the problem is this. This is not the same thing as this. It looks similar, but I need to get to 4. Right now it's 2. And the only way I could get to that is by multiplying 2 on both sides. Remember, whenever you add new values or include certain values, you must make sure that you balance both sides, not just multiply this side and leave this side alone. And so what happens is that when I multiply this for B over A, I notice 2 is going to be my answer. And so the final answer is C, as noted on the answer provided. And so now I am going to work on the last problem. So the very last problem. I'm going to go ahead and do so. So I'm looking at this question. Okay, 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. Okay, I'm going to move it around. Negative x 2y. Okay, equals negative 19. Okay, I should do is times negative 2 times negative 2. This will be 38. Negative 2. These cancel out. Don't worry about that. Okay, 5x equals to, 38 minus 23 is 15. 5 and 5. X equals to 3. And okay, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you how I was able to get to number 9's answer really quickly. And so when I'm looking at number 9, there are actually two methods that are possible to do this problem. That being stated, I suggest using the systems of equation. So duly note, I will provide you both names, systems of equation, and the second method is called substitution. But for the method that I use today, systems of equations is a lot faster in my opinion. It will get you to the answer faster, and so I'll show you how I was able to do it. So first things first, I'm going to copy down the question. And now I'm going to explain to you how I did it. So right off, when I'm looking at this, at least for me, I thought 2's would be easier to cancel out. I'm going to have to somehow cancel this out. And so first things first, I'm actually going to move it around first. So I'm going to do this. And I noticed one thing. I noticed that if I actually want to cancel this 4y out with this needs to become negative 4. If there's positive 4, negative 4. And the only way I could do that is multiply both sides by negative 2. And by doing that, I'm going to distribute and figure out what that value will be. And of course, just to continue on with the work, I'm going to copy down the same systems that I have from before. And I'm going to show you the whole process. So negative 4y equals to, well, negative 19 times negative 2 is 38. And so right here, I notice that I'm going to combine these. These will cancel out. If I combine these, this will become 5x. And when I combine these, this will actually become 15. And then when I divide it by 5 right here, I'm going to end up with the answer x equals to 3. But there's one significant thing I must note when that occurs. When I do this question right here for number 9, I was looking at the x values to see 3. I didn't see any other answer, so I know right off that the answer is B. But I must provide one specific warning. It's the fact that if any of these answer choices have 3 in it, I must be careful and make sure that I plug this 3. It could be into this equation, or right here also provided. It doesn't matter which equation I plug the x as 3 into, but I must solve for y to confirm that the answer is whatever the answer would be. And so just to confirm it, this will end up becoming negative 8 if I plug in 3 into here. And so that concludes my work for number 9. We will continue on for the next questions, but for today, that is the end of the video.